Give me a second, everyone. Okay. All right. This is Denise Taylor coming at you guys with a positive note. And today I want to talk about some of the things that we should look for when we're dating. Now, it was a lady that I was talking to a few weeks ago. Sorry, my throat. She wanted to know what to look for when you're starting dating. Well, of course, I write down everything, notes and stuff like that. That way I can cover everything and don't forget to, write or say on everything. Well, my thing is, you see what kind of heart the person has. One. And the reason why I say that is because if they the kind of person that give you the shirt off their back, you know, um, they would do anything for you or anybody else to help out. If it was a dire need of one of your family members needed help, you know that that person would be there for them just as well as you. Because if you're looking as a potential mate in the future, that'll be the person that you would want by your side, you know. If you lose your job, God forbid, if you lose your job or something, you know they got your back. They will give you the shirt off their back. Okay. Two, can they hold a decent conversation? Now, when I mean a decent conversation is when you introduce this person, well, this is my friend, you know, um, I'm just saying, I'll say just, this is my friend. Because it could be a woman introducing a man. It could be a man introducing a woman. It doesn't matter. But, and they saying, yo, 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 Slim, what's this? And, no. You have to have someone that you can conversate with, that you're on the same level, that you can talk for hours and still wouldn't run out of things to say. Enjoy the same things that you would want to enjoy. Go out to the movies, go out to dinner, and talk. And then if you know that you could talk to this person from the beginning, from when you're dating, in the future when things is more, when you're more closer, when you're more at one, that you don't feel that you can't talk to that person about anything. You should be able to talk to that person about anything, get everything off your chest. They should know things about you nobody else know, and vice versa. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Now another thing, and this is for women and men. Okay. If you're out and you're on a date and the person is checking out the opposite sex, and we see these men and women do it all the time, and I'm not going to say it's just men that does it, because it's women that does it too. Okay. Excuse me. If this happens, it's disrespectful. You know just as well, if it was a vice versa thing, and this is to the other person, if they're listening and they does it, you wouldn't like it. If you was interested in someone and that person was checking out other people while they were with you and on a date or whatever, it's disrespectful. And right now, that's what was, if you got into a heavy relationship 5, 6 years down the road in a relationship with this person, this is what you would be expecting. This is what you would be looking forward to. So my thing is, if you see it, that's a white flag right there. No, you don't need to be disrespectful. You don't need to have trust issues. And that's where baggage starts from, right there. So if you see it, get away from it. Run as fast as you can. Throw it in the river. Put rocks on it, center blocks, or what do you got to do, and throw it in the river and get rid of it. Because you know what? That's trouble. You're boring. You don't need it. Okay? Save yourself some time, some pain. Thank you. Okay. Do they get mad over the easiest things, the smallest things? It can be them for as little shoestring thing, you know. Why is your shoestring always untied? That is so childish. You shouldn't walk around here with your shoestrings untied. Something is simple. It could be as far as little as ordering the wrong food, you know. Someone gave the wrong order and they go off, you know. You see that, run. That means that they bipolar or they crazy. Something is not clicking. The two brain cells upstairs are they trying to connect, but the static is just kind of fighting, you know. So don't do it to yourself. Get the heck out of there. Run. Okay? This is me switching papers. Okay, another thing. How do they respect mom and dad? That's a big one for me. Because I figure like this. If he respects his mother, he will respect you. And I've seen this. I have dated a guy. Slap the crap out of his mother. I said, oh no. No. It won't be me. Broke it off right then and there. Because anytime a guy will disrespect or a girl will disrespect their parents, they won't be respectful to you. So that is something you have to look at. That is something you need to pay attention to. Because if you do not, you'll find yourself in that same situation. So do yourself a favor. Observe. Don't just feel that you, okay, he's cute or she's cute, you know, I'm going to call her my girlfriend, I'm going to call him my boyfriend, my main man, my main squeeze, or whatever you want to call it. Analyze. Observe. Don't jump in the bed with everybody that you think is cute, because that's not the way it works. Sorry again. Now, another thing. Do he or she have a job? Another big one for me. I don't take care of no man. I don't expect no man to take care of me. But to be in a relationship or a marriage or your significant other, God knows you gotta have a job. And you gotta work just as hard as I do. If I go to work from 7 in the morning till 6 o'clock at night, you should be working from 7 in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. Just as hard as I do. And I mean be at work. Don't say that you at work. Be at work. Okay? You don't want nobody that you got to take care of sitting at home while you at work playing video games and inviting buddies in the house while you at work, eating up all the food and drinking. And you don't need that. You don't need that. You don't need to babysit somebody. Men, you don't need to be babysitted. Women don't need to be babysitted. And women, let me tell you something. If you think that you should be catered to or spoiled, that goes both ways. Find you a guy that you can spoil and he can spoil you. If he out and he sees something that, oh, that would look good on my baby, I'm going to get that for her. And you see the same thing, then y'all compatible. Y'all thinking alike. Y'all should be so in tune that y'all almost can finish each other's sentence. Okay. Is he or she considerate? Well, when I say considerate, if y'all in a long-term relationship and y'all got kids and the other person has to work late, the other person go pick up the kids. Or if you have to work late, the other person, the other significant other, have dinner ready or bath water ready. Or say, you know what, I'm going to take that person out to dinner. You know, that's considerate. That's being considerate. Or if the person's so tired when they get off work, and you tell the kids, go in the room, sit down, be quiet, keep it down. That's being considerate. You know, that's being considerate. Now, another thing. are they cheap? Now, what I mean when I say are they cheap, cheap can go a long way. Okay. Now, I told you I was married once, and tell you this story, and it's funny. I had a deep freezer, okay, and I had it about maybe 5, 6, 7 years. It was a used deep freezer, and so I had went grocery shopping, bought all this meat, and put it in there. 2 weeks later, the motor went up in it. And I kept smelling something. I was like, what is that smell? What is that smell? I tracked it down and opened up the deep freezer. Good God Almighty. That was the most rottenest thing I have ever smelled in my life. So we had to get everything out and thrown away. So my husband says, I'm going to take the motor out and go get it fixed. It was your idea to get a used deep freezer. We getting a new one. You're not going to just replace the motor in this. And I know God would be like, oh, that's all it is. It's still a good deep freezer. No. You're going to get a new one. Simple as that. Sometimes cheap is good to be cheap, but sometimes it's not. So don't do it to yourself. So, next thing. Oh yeah, plenty more. Will they allow you to be yourself? Are they trying to change you? And what I mean that is are they, when you're around your friends and you crack a joke or they crack a joke and y'all both bust out laughing, and the significant other look at you like, why? Why are you laughing? Why are you hanging out with that person? If they're trying to change who you are, that's another flag. Never let nobody change you for who you are, because you know what? It was something that attracted them to you, and you want to make sure it's not that they think that you're a naive person. They think that you're easy to brainwash. No, you don't want them to think that you liked me because of my personality. Okay? And you don't let nobody try to change you because of who you are. Okay? If they want something that they want to control, then they need to find someone that they can control. But you don't let nobody control your feelings and how you may be. Because this is who you are. This is what makes you are. This is your personality. This is your life. And you don't let nobody change that or take control of that. Okay, another thing. And can you trust them? And not just trust them with other women or other men around, but can you trust them to tell them your deepest, darkest secrets too? Can you trust them to do that? And my thing is, if you don't know, test them. Give them something mediocre. Something you really don't care about. Something that is true about yourself, but not something so big that it will devastate you that it gets out. Now, for instance, I don't know, and this is not, let me make sure I cover this here. This is not to upset anybody with 6 toes on one foot and 4 on the other. This is just, and if that's you, don't be offended. I'm just using it as an example, But if you do, tell them something as little as that and see if, that's if you don't mind. If you got a complex about it, don't do it. If you got a complex about something you want to tell somebody, don't worry about it. Don't do it. Find something else. But just tell them, oh yeah, I have 6 toes on one foot and 4 on the other, and see if it gets around, or if if they can't hold water, don't tell them anything else. You know you can't trust them. And I feel like this: if you're in a relationship, let me just put it like this for me. If I'm in a relationship, I should feel that I could trust you to tell, not to tell anybody. If I tell you something very personal, very drastic, or anything that has happened, and I have never told anybody in my family member, you should not say nothing. That's between you and that other person. Simple as that. There's something you have to build and trust, and it's a lot of things you have to look for when you're dating. And these are some of the things that you need to really, really, really look up on. You know, because if you don't, you'll wind up being in the same situation, single, can't trust nobody, bitter, angry, frustrated, and you don't want to be like that. So I'm asking you, and I'm telling you, people, you know, look at some of the things that you need to look at, listen to some of the things you need to listen to, get around that person's friends and see how they act, you know, because 9 times out of 10, if they're acting, you know, their friends are sitting out on the porch and drinking beers and stuff like that, 9 times out of 10, when you're not around, that's what he's doing. And you don't want to be in a situation like that. And I know it's frustrating. I know you don't like to hear, but you know what? It is what it is. And if it's about you, then you have to change something. And my thing is, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And I know everybody who's listening to this have heard this. Okay? And my thing is, if you want a decent person, okay, then you should look at yourself and also change some of those bad habits that you have. Because we all have bad habits. But change some of those bad habits that you have. Because if you want a decent person, don't that person deserve the same thing? To have a decent person in their life, someone that's going to treat them decent, not half decent. Because that's not the way it works. You want somebody decent, okay? So does that other person. Don't come at a person, well, I did work and I do this and I do that. No, what do you have on the table now? And it's not about being a gold digger. It's not being trying to get in nobody's pockets. It's about being established. It's about finding the right person for you. You know, that y'all can build on what you guys have and love one another. And all this cheating stuff, y'all need to let go. And like I said, if you're a dude and another woman come up and try to approach you, push her aside, because that's what a real man does. As the old people would say, leave the trash in the street. Keep your gem and your diamond at home. And that's what you have at home. You know what you got at home. Leave what's in the street in the street. Don't mess up what you have at home. It may look good. It may look good on the other fence, the other side of the fence. But if you hop that fence and it looked greener, you going to go over there and you try to touch stuff and it look like it's been spray painted and the flowers is cardboard flowers. And it doesn't look as the way it should, you know, then you didn't traded your good thing for the wrong thing. And if you feel that it's not working out with your woman at home or your man at home, be honest. Don't step out without trying to talk to that person and let them know this is what it is. I want out. And if you say you want out, let them know you want out. That way there's no confusion about what is going on. You get out. That way, that's why you see a lot of people getting killed or hurt behind stuff like that, because people don't open their mouth and tell them that it's over. And when I say you should let them know it's over, then don't go back and say, well, we back together. No. Move out the house. Do what you got to do. File for divorce. Whatever. Over means over. Now, if this has helped you guys, and I hope and pray that somebody's listening that it would help, please share this with that person, and subscribe, and please let me know what you guys think. Share at the bottom of the page. Tell me what you think, and God bless. Because God does want you to be happy, but He wants you to be happy in the right place. He always says in the Bible, if the person says they of God, spirit, test the spirit. And I believe He meant also test that person that you want to be in your life like that too, because you don't want to get stuck with something. And a lot of people don't know in the Bible, when you marry somebody, that is to death do you part. And the only way out is for his adultery. Now, you're supposed to know who you're getting involved with. Test them. Just don't fall for that person because they got beautiful eyes and pretty hair or beautiful skin or great teeth or whatever it is about them that made you fall in love with them. Because believe me, just like men say about women, we a dime a dozen, they a dime a dozen also. Okay? Peace out. I love you guys. God bless.